So now, moving forward, let us discuss now the different theories applicable to aging. What is the importance of these theories? Because understanding these theories will give us an idea of what is happening to the other adult and how they age, or what will be the approach, how we are going to deal with them. These theories will serve as our guide. Okay, so we first start with biological theories of aging. Under this, we have the stochastic and the non-stochastic. Okay, so pag sinabi natin stochastic, this view aging as the result of random assaults from trauma from both internal and external environment. Okay? So pag sinabi naman natin non-stochastic, this views aging changes resulting from a complex predetermined process. Ibig sabihin, nakaprogram. Okay? So under stochastic, we have the cross-linking theory. This relates aging to chemical changes happening to the body. Cross-linked proteins accumulate over time, and they will damage the cells and tissues, resulting to stiffness and slowing down, of course, of bodily processes. Now, the free radicals and lipofuscin theory asserts that changes in the body occurs because of the free radicals. And there will be damage to DNA and protein cross-linking, and other changes are attributed to free radicals. As this accumulates, this causes aging process. So now the wear and tear theory, the claim of this theory is that aging comes due to progressive changes in the cells and body systems. Over time, this will cause the body to wear out, okay? Masira, maluma. And the effect on the body is progressive and irreversible. Now, the evolutionary theories explain why the mortality rises with age. Because as a person becomes older, there is less lifetime fertility is available. So the living years are contributed to less productive reproductive fitness. The theory also explains the evolution of lower fertility, so longer life and increased investments in offspring. Then we have the biogerontology. It is the study of the relationship of biology-aging process. It involves research on the causes, effects, and mechanism of biological aging. Okay. Now we go to the non-stochastic, which view aging changes resulting from a complex predetermined process. Okay. We start with the apoptosis. So apoptosis means programmed cell death, nakaprogram ang cell death. It is a mechanism which allows cells to self-destruct when the appropriate trigger is present. Okay, anong example nito? Diba? During embryonic development, when the cells in between carpals dito, diba makita nyo pag sa yung bata, nakaganyan magkakadikit ba yan, diba? Now, this will undergo normal cell death so that the digits in the hand will be separated. So yung mga cells na nagdidikit-dikit dun sa daliri, it will die down. So later on, yung mga digits will be prominent. Magsa-separate sila. That is one very good example of the apoptosis. Okay, then the genetic theory. Okay. So this theory of aging believes that our life longevity is predetermined at the time of conception, and it is basically inherited on the genes of our parents. So therefore, our lifespan is patterned on the lifespan of our parents. Then we have the autoimmune reactions. So this immunological theory asserts that the process of human aging is a mild and generalized form of a prolonged autoimmune phenomenon. That aging is a highly complex series of processes that is largely controlled by the immune system, which means that aging and autoimmune reaction are related. And if a person's autoimmune is strong, then aging is delayed. Okay. Then we have the neuroendocrine and the neurochemical theories. This explains the major causes of diseases, which is the loss of receptor sensitivity. So to understand this, it is important to know first the function of the hypothalamus and other related structures in the brain. While the loss of sensitivity is essential for growth and development, it is also caused by post-maturational diseases, aging, and death. So what is the relationship of the hypothalamus, the neuroendocrine? Although it is actually the pituitary gland in the brain which directs the activity of the endocrine system, the pituitary gland itself is being controlled by another structure in the brain called the hypothalamus. Now, substances known as the releasing factors flow down from the hypothalamus to nearby pituitary and activate the release of one or more hormone, which we also call the biochemicals or chemicals in our body. Now, these hormones secreted by other glands such as thyroid, adrenal, testes, ovaries, and thymus are also stimulated. So if the person is aging, this mechanism of action is slowly going down. Therefore, affects the release of hormones which are vital and performs different functions in our body. Then we go to the radiation theory. This theory asserts that people age through time because of accumulation of free radicals, which damage the cells in the body. These cells are needed by the body to work properly. And the damage in the cells causes mutation, which produces more free radicals. And more free radicals accelerate cell damage. And acceleration in cell damage causes faster aging. Okay, the next one is the nutrition theory. This theory considered nutrition as the vital part of health, vital part of disease, performance, and healing. Okay, the power of each part of the body is dependent on the blood flowing to the specific part of the body. Since blood is the carrier of nutrients in the system, the nutrient it carries are dependent on the type of foods that the person eats. Okay. Then the last one on the non-stochastic is the environmental theory. Okay. Environment threatens the health of people. Those who are living in a poorly maintained and unsafe environment are more likely to experience faster aging process as compared to those who are living in safe, secure, and healthy environment. Okay. So moving forward, we go to the sociological theories of aging. We have the disengagement, the activity, the continuity, the subculture, and the age stratification. Okay. So the sociological theory addresses the impact of society to the older population. We start with the disengagement. Okay. Disengagement theory, when we say disengage, this means withdrawal, moving away, or giving up on roles and responsibility. This theory is being criticized by many experts as it gives negative effect on the life of older people. Kasi nowadays, people want to remain engaged for as long as their physical health can accommodate to assume the roles and functions they perform either in the family or in the community. This theory focuses on older adults voluntary giving up roles and relinquish the responsibility to the younger people. However, this, as mentioned earlier, is being criticized because today, older population are staying engaged to their roles like yung mga senators natin, the Supreme Court justices, yung mga college professors, and many senior volunteers who see the bright side of staying engaged. The person's health, cultural practices, the social norms, and other factors influence the person's willingness to be engaged. This theory also claims that if a person's health is maintained during younger years, he is most likely to remain engaged because his health care and financial needs are met. Okay, so we go to the activity theory. Activity. The concept of activity theory is the belief that adults are most happy if they remain engaged with the usual activity and maintain social interactions. The meaningful activities help the adults replace their lost life roles and find another meaning to continue with life. So this activity theory are applicable to adults who are happier after the retirement because the pressures and the demand of work and other responsibilities are no longer there and they can enjoy things that, yung mga hobbies, the things that they enjoy doing. Now, the third one is the continuity theory. This theory holds that in making adaptive choices, activity of a person which start during the middle adult stage continue to be performed until they reach the older age. Continuity theory is about how a person accelerate in chronological age but still engage in the usual activity. But of course, it will be lesser in level. So example, if a person jogs about 3 laps of 500 meters, then he still maintains to do jogging or to engage in jogging, but gradually it decreases depending on how long his body can accommodate. But despite the decrease in the distance, the activity is still being performed. Okay, so the fourth one is what we call the subculture. The subculture theory holds that as people grow older, they tend to interact and become closer to people of the same age group and interacts lesser to the younger people or the younger group, making their own subgroup and developing their subculture because they share common sentiments, beliefs, practices, and problems. That is why it is called subculture theory. Now, the last one is the age stratification. This age stratification is concerned about the hierarchy or the ranking of people according to age within the society. Meaning there are some people who look at the older people as more powerful, especially those groups living in the upland and remote areas where people believe what older adults are saying because they are more experienced. However, there are also cultures and groups of people who are viewed as powerless. You know, yung older people are viewed as powerless because the society is being managed and headed by the younger people. This is evident in the rural and urban settings. Another concept of this age stratification is that people of the same age with similar experiences, beliefs, attitudes, and life transitions, which provide them unique history. Okay? So the last one is the psychological theories of aging, where we have the developmental task and the gerotranscendence. Okay. The psychological theories of aging explores the mental processes, the behavior, the feelings of a person throughout lifespan, together with other mechanisms people use to meet the challenges in life. One of the theories are those which describe the process to achieve healthy psychological aging, which is achieved through successful achievement of developmental task. Okay, so what is developmental task theory? This theory is about being able to meet the challenges and adjustments in response to life experiences that are part of an adult person's continued growth throughout life. The challenges of old age is to find and accept meaning of life, being in a stage where productivity is lessened and power is lost. Being able to overcome challenges positively and able to make adjustments is already an achievement. Now, the zero transcendence theory, the concept of this theory is that as people age, they tend to find more and wider meaning of life. They became less concerned about how they look like or their physical bodies, the wealth and the material possessions, or the meaningless relationship and self-interest. Instead, they are more concerned of more significance and connections with others. I don't know if you see this in Facebook, but meron ako mga quotes na nakikita sa Facebook which says, as I aged, I realized I enjoy more having a peaceful night looking at a good view of nature with someone who understands my thoughts. Diba? So that is one of the claim of the zero transcendence. Okay. So to summarize, the session discussed the different changes and challenges happening to the life of an aging person. The theories presented are those that are related to aging. The concepts of the theory serve as a guiding principle to help you understand how to manage and deal with older adults. It will guide you to consider various factors in managing the needs of older adults. The theories included are those that have direct link to the reality of aging process. Okay? So again, thank you very much for listening, and I hope I have made a clear discussion of the topics in geriatric care. Now, hopefully by this time you have accomplished or you have completed already your summary of key points. If you have taken notes of your questions, which we are going to discuss during our synchronous session. Okay, so I'll see you again. Bye-bye, mwah mwah, chup chup, keep safe everybody.